Hi, I'm Kathy Snyder, President and CEO of the Maryland Chamber of Commerce. Today, the Maryland Chamber will be participating in a hearing on transportation funding. The reason that transportation funding is so important to Maryland is that we have huge congestion problems in Maryland. We don't have enough transit in the Baltimore area or the Washington suburbs. We have roads and highways that have not had enough money to make road improvements. In fact, they're nearing danger levels in some parts of the state. So the Maryland Chamber's position is threefold. Number one, we believe we need a constitutional amendment so that the governor and the General Assembly can no longer borrow money from the Transportation Trust Fund. We're very supportive of a constitutional amendment which would have to go to the voters so that the General Assembly would not be able to borrow money from the transportation money, that all the tax dollars, gas tax, vehicle registration fees, other funds, corporate income tax, that go into the Transportation Trust Fund would be used for transportation projects and not for the general fund of the state. The second premise of our position on transportation funding is related to the gas tax. Now, I know the price of gas is going up, but the Maryland Chamber has proposed for 8 years now that the state gasoline tax go up to help fund our transportation needs, particularly with roads and highways. The state gasoline tax has not been raised since 1992. This would be a short-term fix. Local governments are saying they don't have enough money to even fill the potholes that are riddling the municipalities and the counties of our state. We have no money to build anything new in Maryland. If there's not a shovel in the ground, nothing has money to be built in Maryland, including the red or purple lines. The gas tax would generate, if it went up by 10 cents, would generate $300 million. When coupled with this constitutional amendment, that money would go into the trust fund and then could be used to help improve our roads, highways, and transit here in Maryland. A recent report by a national organization estimated that it costs every driver in Maryland $2,200 a year, $2,200 a year per driver in the congestion that we have. So we have to make road improvements and we have to expand our transportation network in Maryland. The third area of our position on transportation funding relates to the vehicle registration fees. There is a proposal by Senator Garagiola and Delegate Frick to increase those fees by 50%. We are in support of that. That would be another way we can generate monies. In all, these transportation funding bills could generate between $400 and $500 million a year in new transportation funds. The Maryland Chamber agrees that these are two ways that we can generate some new money for our transportation infrastructure, as long as we have this constitutional amendment that those monies would be used for our needed infrastructure and not for anything else.